going to try this again. I see where I ended the live before, and there. Junior, hello. We've got some drama tonight. The connection is nuts. It's nuts, Junior. There is no time. No time for it. Not at all. Welcome in. How are you? Hey, how are you? Halo Monday to you. It's Matters of the Heart Monday. So come on in. My apologies for the tardiness. My camera just didn't want to seem to act right. Seems like it was recording though. I just couldn't see you guys, but you could see me. So welcome in. Hopefully you've had a great day today. Hopefully so. It's just us tonight. No guests tonight. Yes, it was a beautiful day today. We've been getting some great weather here lately. We'll see how long it lasts. We'll see just how long it lasts. What did you do? That was fabulous today. Love you back, Mike. How are things going? Welcome to the room. It is Matters of the Heart Monday. Do you have any matters of the heart tonight? Any matters at all? I have one or two that I can talk about. That's the very reason. The topic is what it is. What's your blueprint? Coming from how I became fabulous and a lady all the time. Absolutely. That's where it's all coming from. Welcome to the room. Just going to give the other sparrows just a couple of moments to get in. My apologies for the late start. We somehow can't seem to control technology. You never know how it's going to come about. It's going to work well that day. If it's not going to work well that day. You went out to dinner with your dad. That's fabulous. Be sure to tell him I said hello. Tell them all I said hello, actually. Hi, Joy. Welcome to the room. I hope you're feeling better. I should hope so. Thank you for dropping in. Going back to the original tonight. No guest in. We have some new guests. Another one as of next week, and that's going to be a juicy. One of my faves is going to be in the room next week. One of my faves. So for those of you who don't know, I absolutely love jazz. So next week I'm going to have he's not just jazz, but he plays a plethora of music. Hello, Demetrius. How are you, dear? Welcome to the room. And thanks for joining me. I appreciate that. It's going to be pretty low key tonight. Just saying if there's some matters of the heart situations going on out there. I know I have one that I'm going to be bringing up. I'm definitely going to be bringing that thing up. Alfonso, welcome to the room. So be sure to tell me where you're all viewing from. I appreciate you taking the time to drop in with me live in the room tonight. We're going to be talking a little bit from How I Became Fabulous and A Lady All the Time, Chapter 4, What's Your Blueprint? And its purpose behind me selecting that particular chapter to have a conversation on tonight. It's a reason behind that. And, you know, it's Black History Month as well. It's Black History Month. Well, to me, it's Black History every single day in reality. 28 days doesn't define Black history. It's not even possible to do in 28 days. and a potential 29 periodically. So it's good to see you in the room, Alfonso. I miss you, brother. We need to talk soon. Yes, but like I said, we're going to be coming in from chapter 4 of How I Became Fabulous and the Lady all the time. What's your blueprint? Knowing who you are, making sure that you're in alignment of who you are, what you're meant to do in life, and who you're meant to be in life. This is so interesting. It's so interesting. Welcome in, Shonda. So it's purpose behind that because book number 2 is on the brink of coming out. It was targeted to come out on my birthday, which is in a couple of weeks. However, the pressure is on. The pressure is on, and the juiciness is there, and there's so many new things that are coming to mind, present things that needs to be added to this book. It needs to be added to this particular book. So therefore, by me having to add all of this new juiciness, it may be a little bit delayed. I may have to push it just a little bit. So it may not make the February 17 release. I am hopeful, and maybe I'll have an updated with something even greater to let you know next week. However, right now, I have decided not to push it. I'm deciding not to push it. There's too much juiciness going on, Demetrius. I can't seem to get it all in right now. I know you're ready for the new book, Shonda. I'm ready for the new book too. I can't wait to read it myself, and I'm the one writing it. It's like a jigsaw puzzle, putting it together with all the different topics and so many categories. It's not, you know, as in breeze as most people would think to put this together. This is interesting. It really is. But like I said, that's the whole point of Matters of the Heart Mondays. Welcome to the room, Selena Pizarro. It's a point to that. Like, are you in alignment with who you are? Are you doing that thing that you love so much that you know can be monetized and you can make a living on it? Like, what is it? If so, you know, just put some thumbs up. You know, if you're new to the room the first time in, say you're a newbie. If you're a veteran and you come in every week, put hashtag veteran. Put that in the comments. You got new highlighters, Shonda? Girl, with this one, you're going to need an actual journal. You're going to need a journal, highlighters, a notepad. This one's going to be hands-on, even more so than this one. This is the introduction of a 3-part trilogy, and I'm so excited about it. You say I'll be finished with it in due time, Veronica Morris? Okay. I am going to need all of you guys' prayers, and I have been pulling some all-nighters here and then backing up a little bit because I'm doing way too much and I have to get some rest and say, hey, you know what? Let's not overdo it. Got to have some self-care here. However, I'm thrilled about getting number 2 out. Number 2 is going to be a whole different type of juicy because we're talking about acceptance in that one. I'm not going to give the book away. I'm not going to give it away, but it's all about acceptance of you. The title, a part of the title, I will give you a part of it, is I Am. And we all know who I Am is. The one, the only I Am is God, right? He's the only I Am. It, everything, right? So, with that being said, I'm not I Am. I'm the daughter of I Am, right? So with that being said, just put an I, period, A, period, M, period. Basically breaking it down to say, I accept me. That is I Am. That's what is coming from book 2. If I had the cover, I'd show it to you. However, the magic of the cover is coming from Tiffany, my niece. She did this cover, Williams Designs. She'll be doing cover number 2 also. So I'm excited. Can't wait to see what she comes up with as far as that. Miguel's book is coming out too. I need to really talk with Miguel. I absolutely love him. and would like to do something with them. As a matter of fact, we haven't had an opportunity to talk. However, in the event, because this right here, 243 pages, I was hopeful that it wouldn't come to being this size again. Even though this is an easy read, I like these 5x8s. However, we're going to see, because it's cutting super close to being this size again that I was hoping against. 49 chapters. In the event I do not make that date of February 17 release, and that is really cutting it close without a cover in place, without sending it off for proofing or editing, in my mind, I have to psych myself out and be conscious about it, because in reality, what I'm not going to do is rush my book. I'm not rushing that. Yes. Let him know. Have him reach out to me, Junior. I'm not going to rush it because, you know, God is doing what he does in me, and I know I had to pump my brakes on it. If it was up to me, I would have had it out last year. However, so many things have taken place in my life since that last release in 2017. Wow. Gwen, you can find it on Amazon. It's on Amazon.com. And I'll be sure to put the link in comments. I'll be sure to do that, so you'll be able to find it. Because you do want to read number 1 before you read number 2. It's like a liaison. This one is going to lead you into number 2 and then number 3. Thank you, Gwen. But, you know, like, we have to know who we are in order to live the ultimate great life. We have to know these things about ourselves and how we go about doing that. And I'm basically breaking it down in book number 2, how you unveil yourself, understand yourself better within the letters of your name. I will give you that, Juicy. I took the letters of my name and let the Lord lead with it. That's what I did. And it came out to be better than I expected it. A lot of my own personal quotes I'm going to be utilizing. And I dove deep, if that's a word. I don't know if dove is a word. However, I had to dig deep within me, even more so than I did with this one. So, that's why I'm thrilled about it. That's why I don't want to rush it. It took 7 years for me to do this one. It's only been 2 for the secondary. And I thought for sure that I would take the 40 chapters that I did not use from book 1 and just easily add them to book 2. But what my thoughts were had nothing to do with what God had planned for me to do with this book. So that's why I'm excited about it. More so because once all of these pieces are put together, the chapters are aligned, everything that I'm talking about is put in its proper place, then I can go in and read it for myself. It's a thrill when you do all of that and you create this masterpiece of a book and you send it off and they send it back to you in the mail and it's like, OMG. Oh my goodness. All that hard work pays off. It does. And I'm thrilled to bring out number 2, however long it takes, but just know it's going to be by spring. I've already accepted in my heart. I accept me, right? I've accepted that chances are great that it's going to be pushed to springtime because I want everything that I need to have in there, that God wants in there, to be in there. That way it's no part 1s and 2s. I am in beast mode, Gwen. It is so good. It's good. And sometimes, you know, everything isn't about how I look on the outside, because I have this look about myself to where I don't wear my feelings on my sleeve. I deal with life as it comes. I'm quick to accept and even quicker to forgive. And when it comes to that, it's all about being my best. It's about being my best at all times. Yes, chapter 4, that blueprint. And Shonda, I know you are pretty fab, and you've read this book cover to cover quite a few times. And I'm excited to see what you have to say about 4. I'm not going to dive in too deep on number 4 because I don't want to ruin it when it comes to someone who has not read the book, because it's going to be some tours coming about where I will be doing that and connecting with some book clubs and virtual and live. So if you're a part of a book club and you want to read How I Became Fabulous and a Lady All the Time and have me virtually pop in like this live, that can be arranged. That can be arranged if I can fit it in my schedule, and we can negotiate and do that. But it's going to also be some parties that I will set up myself surrounding the books. So when that time comes, I will be sure to hand deliver it to you directly myself. And for those of you who don't know who I am, because I just started talking, and there are people that have started following me all of a sudden, and they're new to me and this whole video vlogging live show situation of a Matter of the Heart Monday, and then there's Wisdom Wednesday. So for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm finally going to get around to it. I am Valerie Miller of TVM, the Valerie Miller. Double fold. This very moment you have opportunity to change. We all can stand change sometime, and you may notice that on my timeline today I had quite a few things popping up because I was in such a creative mode today, and it's trying to keep quiet so I can rest my voice because it's a little bit because I talk all the time. I talk all the time. And so I knew I would be talking, solo tonight, and so I can come on and talk about what's going to be coming up with this book in association with the second book. So that's what's going on. And part 2 within the book for understanding what's a part of your blueprint and what's your blueprint. It's a lot of information I do share in this book, but it's not like it's going to be broken down with book number 2. So the quote that I have from E.E. Cummings is, "It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are." And with that being said, do you really know who you are? And I know a lot of clients that I work with, I'll ask them, "Hey, who are you? Please tell me who you are and why you're in my space." And a lot of people will go back to giving me a description of what they do for a living. And I'll let them go through and say everything they need to say. "Hello, Erin. Hi, Heather. Welcome to the room." I will allow them to complete what they're saying. However, what you do for a living is not who you are. It's not who you are. That's what you do for a living. We can make choices to do things that we absolutely love. Yes, I'm doing what I absolutely love right now. I do what I absolutely love when it comes to interior design, when it comes to herbal cosmetics. For those of you who don't know, I create organic products. I make them by hand, and they are amazing. They are. I just haven't had them public for a while because I've been building this particular platform. However, guess what? It's going to be coming back out sooner than later. I love creating products for the simple fact, very sensitive skin here. I'm not putting anything on my skin. I can't go to the mall and pick up product like most people can. I break up like nobody's business. I just break all the way out. So I had to start making my own, understanding what my skin likes, what it needs, So when you look at who you are as a whole, and think about it, if you've asked the question, who am I? Why am I here? That's a good start for you to start unlayering yourself. Most people have no clue who they are. and go through life without an inkling. So that's the gist, to give you a peep in the window as to what book number 2 is going to be about. I am. I accept me. Because once you realize who you are, and sometimes it has beauty in it, and there are times it's not going to be so beautiful. And for those of you who have read this book, I was completely vulnerable and transparent. A lot of people that know me had no idea of the things that I shared in here. But it was a part of me accepting who I am. And when it was put out, and when I came to a realization, when I asked the question, I had a conversation with God this particular day, and I said, hey God, you know what? I need answers, and only you can answer them. And so I put it out. I said, I have a great life. I love who I am. However, something's missing. Something's just missing. What is it? Because you clearly show me what it is that's missing out of my life, so I can rectify it and be completely fulfilled. You know, and if you can resonate with that, you know what I'm talking about. You can have everything laid out, the most beautiful life ever, but something's missing out of it. And I asked about it. Hello, Willis Smalls. Welcome to the room. And so when he did, you'll get all of the skinny in here. However, he led me to write. And I've always journaled. I am a journal girl. I like to write my feelings. I like to write what I'm thinking about, things that I care about. However, I did that. You know, you're right, Gwen. Access is granted by God. He gave me what I asked for and more. At the end of the day, I don't know how many books I'm going to end up having to publish. In my mind, I have 5 titles. This one's released. Number 2 is coming out. Number 3 is pretty much written. Number 4 has a title. And then there's another for 5. So I have my work cut out for me. However, the first 3 it's a trilogy for those 3. That's how juicy it is. I couldn't put it all in one book, but after I wrote this one, I thought this one would be just it, because it was healing for me and very helpful for so many other people. I'm grateful for that. However, I thought that was the end of the road. However, afterwards, with having 40 chapters remaining that I didn't put in this particular book, I said, oh, number 2 would be an easy breeze. I'll just put that, together and just publish it. It didn't happen like that. I put those 40 chapters in a folder, and they're still in that folder. Everything pertaining to book number 2, I am, and that's just a part of the title. However, all new information. It's all new. And that's just me putting information in a book. You can assess yourself by asking those same questions and saying, hey, you know what? Who am I? What do I stand for? Like the real meat of it all. Because we live in a society today where everybody follows. It's all about following. Somebody following me. Follow me. Follow me. I don't find that to be flattering. Because you're becoming someone that you're not. If you're doing what the Kardashians are doing, if you're doing what the Jacksons are doing, if you're doing what the Smiths are doing, or so on and so forth, you're losing identity of yourself because you're following what they allow to show in the media. So that's another reason I'm grateful that I was led to write book 2 the way that it started sculpting itself to become, because it's pertaining to your name. And that's why I'm so excited about it. That's why I do not feel inclined to rush that, because I want everything that is coming through me from him to go in that book, because it's going to help somebody somewhere to align themselves with themselves. And I tell my clients all the time, they come to me and they say, well, Valerie, how can you help me? And what can you do for me? And I basically tell them quickly, my job is to introduce you to yourself. That's what I do. It doesn't matter if it's for a career. It doesn't matter if it's pertaining to your faith. It doesn't matter if you are just in relationship turmoil. It doesn't matter what the need is. I am your conscious change coach and strategist for a reason. We will tear everything down. We break it down to the bare bones and then rebuild again. So you are satisfied, you are happy, you are fulfilled, you find joy, that spark is back in your eyes. Again, there are some people who transitions from careers that they're in. I've worked with them, I've helped in those spaces. My gosh, I was given the blueprint on how to transition out of my job in corporate America to be independent for myself. And of course, I just took that information and created a program for somebody else. But you have to plan and be prepared. It doesn't matter what you bring to the table. You have to prepare yourself and master the craft that you are gifted. Whatever you were born to do, you should be doing that. And once you discover yourself, that's how you can understand what it is that you are supposed to be doing, because you've now understood who it is that who you are, and what you're going to be doing in your life. That's the thing. And looking at it from that standpoint. Fabian, hello, welcome to the room. So I just find it to be important. It was on my heart today. The more I wrote, the more I knew I had to do a handoff, just so the understanding would be clear along the lines of what book number 2 is. And it's so much happening in this one. And like I said, it's a 3-part trilogy, and you're going to be introduced to number 2 soon enough. But it's so much that I had to elaborate on that was not mentioned or didn't go into detail in this one. And that was intentional. It was all intentional because if I try to put all of it in one book, then it's no point. The book would have been ridiculously thick if I put all 3 books together. Who's going to read that? I know I wouldn't. Even with this one, I mean, it's 243 pages. Thank goodness, it's an easy read. It's an easy read. So it is a page turner. It's a lot of juicy in it. But it's all about understanding you, getting to know you. We evolve every single day. So as we evolve into becoming greater, we change. We're not the same person today as we were yesterday, last week, 6 months ago, even a year ago. We are absolutely different. And when you can take notice of how you are changing, be mindful of who you're becoming. Sometimes we grow together, and then there are times we don't. Be mindful. Friends are there for seasons at times. So Gwen, you're saying nobody but God give us life, and what we should be living for, which is God Almighty. Yes. And I'm grateful, very grateful, Gwen, to be doing that very thing. I don't do anything without praying over it first. If he leads me to something, that's what I'm going to do. I'm sitting here in this seat right now because of that very thing. I do not want to be on camera. I don't want to be on camera. I didn't want to be on tours. I didn't want to have to write 5 books that I know about. I didn't want to air my laundry. Classy, of course. However, I had to do that, air this, publish it, be transparent, love myself enough to embrace the fact that some things needed to be changed, some things needed to be worked on within me. And that's when you have those mirror moments to where, like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I did that. Oh my goodness, I didn't know I was doing that. Until you start writing, until you start unlayering yourself. And I said that on the book, on the cover. My layers, my stories, my song. Your story is your way, yes. But do you truly understand why your story came to be? Was it something you could have done different? You can't go backwards. However, you can move forward. And while you're moving forward and you're growing, you're evolving, you're flourishing, you're changing. That's why my title for my company is what it is. Conscious Change Strategist. It's a lifestyle strategy. We become who we are supposed to be by doing the work. Yes. You are so right, Gwen. Access granted by God. And you're so sweet. You're beautiful also. I'm so grateful that you're here. I love seeing when you come on because, you know, Facebook is a connection to friends and family that you just not privileged to see every day or have conversation with all the time. So that's one of the pieces of beauty that I take away from being live and having beautiful sparrows like yourself to come into the room. It doesn't matter what the topic is. It's a point to every single thing that I do, from Matters of the Heart, Mondays, Wisdom Wednesdays. It's bringing awareness. It's conscious awareness. It's about growing wisdom, making sure that we do the best for ourselves to become the best, to live the best. And we can only be the best by doing what we were born to do. And if you don't know what you were born to do, you're going to always be in the back room. You're going to never be up front where you should be. Life to me, I put life, L-I-F-E, as an acronym. And I say this: live in freedom every day. And if you're not living in freedom every single day, you're not in alignment of your purpose. You're not in alignment of who you were born to be. That's what life is to me, being completely free to do what you want to do and doing the things that you do effortlessly because it's a gift. We all have our gifts. We all have things that we are born to do, and nobody can do it like we can do it. It could be a plethora of things that is saturated in the market. Coaching is saturated. The only reason I say I'm your conscious coach is because it's just the new age name to consultant, to therapy, those types of things. It's a talking forum. It's a platform to better yourself. It's a platform to where you can connect with someone that has to be in alignment with you to pull out the best in you, because we don't always know how to do that. I have my mentors. Don't think for a minute I don't have my mentors, my coaches in place. I do. Coaches need coaches too, and I just fall up under the coach umbrella. However, lifestyle strategy is what I do. I get down to the bare nuggets of what needs to be done. Every program, 9 times out of 10, is going to have to be custom with my clients. I do offer standards. However, you get to you by customizing. And everything I do, from interior design, customizing, to this, customizing, coaching, that's what it is. My book is customized, for God's sakes. Everything is custom. It's so many hidden nuggets in the cover, and you have to look very close, but I have all kinds of little indications and identities of myself in this book. Sparrows are on the pages. Every page. I love cardinals. They're on the book. Crowns, because I'm a queen. There are only queens and kings. That's it. And that's how I treat you, and that's how I expect to be treated. Tanya Washington, welcome to the room. So what is your actual blueprint? Do you know who you are? Are you living your best life? Are you going to work every day doing the thing that you know you were born to do? Or are you doing to some capacity that thing? Is it a hobby for you? Are you embracing your gifts? Because in essence, they truly do make room for you. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I considered reading from the chapter, and then I decided against it. I said, no, we're just kind of to have a free fall conversation because it's something to really make you ponder and think about. And I would suggest that, when you have some time, just get you a notepad and a pen and write down all the things you absolutely love. And then think about the career where you are right now. And write down the things that you absolutely love about it and the things that you don't care so much about. Decide then if you're in alignment with what it is that you know you were born to do. Compare them and take it from there. And the same thing, you can do this assessment with all 4 stages of your life. You do the same thing with your faith. You do the same thing with relationships. You do that. So, and your health, definitely. Like, are you living your best life? Are you exercising? What are you doing to feel good, to sleep good, to look your best? So if your health is out of order, if your relationships are out of order, if your career is out of order, and if your faith is out of order, then it's time to have a mirror moment and make a complete assessment of yourself, the pros and the cons, and think about how you're going to go about making those corrections. It's already February 4. It's February. Is it the 4th or the 5th? Yeah, it's the 4th. You're right, Junior. We've got to put fear down and what it is that God will do the rest. He will. And when it comes to fear, because I do not accept it for myself, turn fear into fierce. You have to have faith regardless, but take fear and you face that thing off with fierce. It doesn't align. You have to make the changes that are necessary. And when you have the realization, do it then. It's nothing greater than the moment. Right now. Right now. It's not to say that you need to make a leap tomorrow. You need to make changes tomorrow. However, if you discover today that there are some changes that need to be made, that you need to leave behind, acknowledge the fact that the change needs to be made. Once you write it down, that's your proof. That's a part of your blueprint because you've now made it official. You've made it official to take a look at it and say, hey, this is a problem. I need to go about fixing this. Hi, Kathy Ray. Welcome to the room. So I felt it necessary to come on and to just enlighten you with this information now, before book 2 comes out, because I am going to break it down like water. It's going to be like water, but don't think that it's just going to be a book about that. It's a lot of things continuing from here. Yes. I had some people to say to me, oh my gosh, I got to the last page and was so upset that it was the last page. I said, well, I had to leave it that way because I knew there was going to be another part to it. So memoirs are memoirs. These are things that are literally happening in my life. It's something new to unveil and flourish within me every single day. Every single day. And it's not possible for me to give you a page by page. So it's good to have these lives. I have to take a break at times because I bring in other people because they have juicy lives themselves. And I know that it's something that the Sparrows will learn from, that is nuggets that you can take away, is seeds that you can plant, that you can grow for yourself in your own gardens. That's what it's about. I think you should, Tanya. I agree with you. And if any of you have questions about anything that I'm saying on this live, you need help, don't hesitate to ask. Ask me. I do not have a problem with giving you some pointers. And when I tell you, if I could have a career just sharing ideas or embellishing or your ideas, you can come to me and mention something about you have an idea for, and I will take it there. I will give you so many pointers in less than 15 minutes. You may have seen where I was saying that I can change your life in 15 minutes. I can. You had this discussion with your daughter, Gwen? Yes, it is so important. It changes the trajectory of your life. Welcome to the room, Terrell. Good to see you. Good to see you, brother. I need to talk to you. And Tanya, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know, and it has been times when, you know, I have to stop and pray about something and God would boomerang me right back to my own book. I crack up every single time I do because he's reminding me, girl, I've already talked to you about that. I've already done this. And I'm saying that to you because everything that's within you that you need is there. Everything you want to do in life is in here. It's already in here. It's about you tapping into what your greatness is. It's about you understanding. But until you know what that thing is that wakes you up in the morning, it makes you smile, you know, you can't even sleep at night because you're excited to get up early in the morning. You don't mind working late at night. That means that you are doing what you absolutely love. That's a blessing. And then you take that and then you master it. You learn everything that you need to learn about that to make yourself greater in it. And when you can do that, there are times when you actually leave jobs to do it because you're that hungry for it. And I felt like I was starving all the time. I'd go to work and couldn't wait to get off to do what I actually loved. So working all day and then working all night, it became too much. But when God said April 20, 2018 was my last day, that was going to be my last day at corporate America, I was like, who are you talking to? Not this one. Who's getting ready to quit a job? But guess what happened on April 20th? It's all about being obedient. When he speaks, listen. And there are little whispers that are taking place right now that you're probably blowing off like it's nothing. No, that's him talking to you. Just pay attention to it. Act on it. Act and act according. Ask for guidance. He'll tell you exactly how to do it play by play. That's what he's doing for me every single day. Nobody could have told me 3 years ago this was going to be happening now. Nobody. Nobody. I've always threatened to write books. I would tell friends, oh, you know, my life is so juicy, I should write a book. Guess what? It's 5 on the brain already. 2 is almost done. 3 is pretty much written. It's just in the folder waiting for its turn to be published. 4 has the title. And I already have an idea for 5. So all I can do is be obedient and do it. And as he tells me to do things, I'm going to share that with you. That's what it's all about. Being your best. And if you're in a place of stagnant and you're not happy, or you find yourself sick, or you have something lingering in your body, you don't understand what it is, it's probably because you're not happy what you do every day. 80% of our lives is our careers. And if you're going to a job every day that you totally despise, you're killing yourself. Every day you step foot in there, you're one step closer to bringing that much more harm to yourself. So change the dynamic, change the narrative by assessing yourself. Tanisha, welcome to the room. With God, we can do all things. You are correct, Tanya. And he is everything. He is it. I can't say it enough. I mean, you are looking at proof sitting here. There is fear at times. And you know, he said April 20 because that's Nicholas's birthday. He's all over this book. He's the whole point of me writing this book. And so it was all about my son. And so when I wrote this book, I was like, oh my gosh. I put up so many barriers around myself, so many protections to protect my heart. That's why it's matters of the heart, because I can only speak from what I know. We can do these things to ourselves. And it was a chapter that I wrote on today that was similar to some of what I'm talking about now. Like, we can now barricade ourselves, and we're to the point of where we're starving and we're accepting things in our lives to where we should not be accepting those things. And you can't live and be who you are authentically are until you knock down some walls. It's Stop starving and feed yourself. Feed yourself with the food of the Spirit, with the food that you know that you need, the nourishment to grow and be you. You see me say it all the time. Be you, be fabulous 365. That's what I'm talking about. If you are being you every day, all day, it's no time to follow anybody else. It's no reason to be secret shadows and feeling like you need to do what somebody else is doing in order to get ahead or to try to beat them at their own game. And it's quite a few people that I see all the time. All the time. You know, they mock a girl. Why? We all have our own gifts. We all have our own light. We all have our own, testimonies. We all have our own responsibilities. Be you, be fabulous 365. It's a full-time job because the person that you're following, the person you're attempting to become, they're already taken. And that's what I say. I am taken. You can't be me. Be you. And be fabulous at it. 365. And of course, it's the title of one of my programs also. God willing, I'll release it in April. It was supposed to come out in January. It's the same thing. If it's not time for it to release, I will sit on it. I will sit on it. It's so many things that I have to unveil to you guys. It's not about the books. It's not about, all the things that I'm talking about when it comes to these lives. It's other things that's taking place in the community. I just haven't been saying a whole lot about it. It's other things like creating products and how important it is to take care of your skin and know about what you're putting on your skin, how it's detriment and the chemicals aren't good for your skin. That's why I make my own product. Interior design, feng shui, virtual interior design, and the importance of what your home looks like, how you're living. Your home is a reflection of you. Everything you do, if you sit back and cross your ankles, have some water, some lemonade, I'm going to have some, my throat hurts. When you can do that and you really assess your life, then you'll understand, oh my gosh, the dots have been here the whole time. It's all about connecting the dots. Everything that you were born to do is alive and ready for you to pull the trigger on it. That's simple. So that's all I came on to talk about tonight. Next week I'll have an artist on for you. But it's going to be some conversations here and there to where I'm not going to have, a guest every single week, because sometimes some things fall on my heart and I actually put that in my schedule to have girl and guy talks. I like to do girl and guy talks because it's things that I see all the time that may bother me just a little bit, and I say, ooh, my gosh, I need to talk about that. I need to bring that to some attention. I need to take that to the Sparrows. And when I start feeling that and seeing it often, that's why. That's what I'm doing. I'm bringing it to your attention. I'm bringing awareness of things that's going to prompt you to push to greater, things that are going to be fabulous for you and your life, your children, the whole nine. When I'm going to target later this year, because I make everything by hand, and then I go about, I have to have a consultation with you to understand what is going on with you and then create it. I'm an herb girl, but if it's something that you need, reach out to me. Reach out to me. I can always make it. I just told my niece, I told Tiffany the other day, I said, you know what? I have got to bring some life back to Visions. And that's the name of the company. That's my actual company, Visions LLC. And I have a page for Visions here on Facebook. And I still utilize it. But Visions is first. Visions has been around 30 plus years. It's my interior design and my organic products. That's what happens with that. But if it's something that you're interested in or something that you need for your skin, for your hair, let me know. And we'll talk about it. However, I'm going to plan on releasing it later in the summer after the book has been released, after, you know, the tour, because I'm going on a tour with my cousins, my other 2 cousin authors. So we're supposed to be going on the road, planning that at some point in 2019. But I'm going to get it all together because it's important to take care of your skin. I get questions all the time. What are you using on your skin? Where do you get this? Or how do you go about that? And it's because I make my own products. There's no chemical in mine. So, you know, this girl will be 50 in a minute. Can't be looking it. That's a lie. So that is the gist of our chat session tonight. What is your blueprint? What does it look like? Start assessing. Start assessing it. I will come to Augusta. We could plan it. Maybe you should set up a party, Gwen. You set up a party, I'll come. Around the book or around products, because I do home parties. Inbox me. We'll talk about it. Sandy Longo, hello. I missed you so much. I missed you, Sandy. What are you talking about, Junior? Yes, you are right, Junior. I have been fishing, and you know, I'm grateful for where I am today. I am one blessed girl, and I'm blessed in ways that I can't even begin to thank God for. I really cannot. I really cannot. I'm grateful to be where I am. I'm grateful to be able to write and have the freedom to do that. I'm grateful to work for myself and spend time with my family and have access to my mom and dad more freely without being confined to a job. So all of these things I had been shown years ago. I just had no idea that it was going to happen so quickly the way that it did. And I'm grateful for it because it's a necessity to not have stress in your life and do the things, like I said, you were born to do, and have freedoms in your life. We don't know what, when our time expires. We don't know that. So unless you're enjoying it every single day, you are not living. You're not living at all. You're not living. And I would love to see every sparrow everywhere enjoying life, doing what it is that you enjoy doing because you do it effortlessly. It's not something you need to struggle or work on. You do it without a thought. That's the thing that you're supposed to be doing every day. Welcome to the room, Sarah Liddy. I hope I didn't destroy your name. However, welcome to the room. And I probably should rest this voice now, but I wanted to make sure that I came on today, and it may be March before I have a one-on-one with you guys again. I'll have some more information about some other things that are going to be coming about. I just didn't want to unveil and share too many things too fast until I have dates in place, but it's going to be some things for quite a few of you that's going to be beneficial to your lives. And that's what I'm here for, to bring about awareness, to give you some things to think about, to make your lives better, to move forward in what it is that you do every day. If you're in your career and you just want to grow in where you are, that can be done also. Advance. Do not sit where you are. Do not stay there. If you're not advancing, you're in the wrong place. Because if you're doing what you're in alignment to do, you want to grow. You want to get to that next step. It's all a part of being you and being fabulous. Welcome to the room, Vicki Reed. Good to see you. It's been a while. So, on that note, it's a little after 8. And I have my radio podcast at 9. This is the life that I'm living. I'm going from one thing to the other to reach different markets, to do different things. However, as far as this platform, I am so grateful for each and every one of you. I thank you for your time. I thank you for listening to me and coming in and entertaining TVM. TVM is on a path to somewhere I have no idea. However, I'm following my wind and listening to instructions. So if God give it to me, I'm going to do it. And that's pretty much where I am. That's how I live. I've always lived this way. And I talked to my bestie boo today, and I was telling her that I honestly don't know where this is going. But I know it's beautiful on the other side. It's beautiful on the other side. And the joy is for me to come on and bring some juiciness to you. Anything that I can do to touch your heart, to free your mind, so you can be your absolute best. That's what I'm going to do. So, on that note, I'm going to say, love without conditions, always possess a positive attitude, and soar in all you do. I love you. I mean that. God bless you, Gwen. Love you more. And I really want you to take the time to assess yourself. The only person you need to be following is Jesus Christ. That's it. Unless somebody has some news for you or some juiciness for you that's going to make you miraculous and they are in alignment with Him as well, be mindful. And it goes back to the see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. All of those things is so much truth to that. And our society today is so toxic. And we have to be very careful of what we're listening to, what we're looking at, and what we're speaking. Not only over ourselves, but to other people. That's what it's all about. Love yourself, love others. And that's it. Have a beautiful night. Smooches. Mwah.